we encourage others. We talk the utmost about others. Are you talking to yourself in that same manner? Do you talk about yourself in that same manner? Here we go now. Here we go now. Let's get up in this flow with me, your host, Joe. What is up, my lovely listeners? Welcome back to another episode with me, your girl, Joe. Thank you all for tuning in today. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, I'm a little rough today, and that's okay. That's okay, right? It's been a long day, and I needed to get this episode recorded, so Cyclops Tech didn't come for me, but hey, we are here. And I'm testing something a little different today. I just wrote down one words for my notes today to try to come off the dome. And I test out several things, which is why I love when you all engage in the polls that I post on social media, whether it be on Instagram or on Facebook. I hardly post them on YouTube because I'm still growing that following there. But 3 things with the polls. 1, I am engaging with you all, and I love that. Number 2, I am collecting data. And number 3, I get to know more about you, which is cool. So if you ever see a poll pop up on, Instagram or Facebook from Flow with Joe Pod, please engage with it because it's for those reasons that I just mentioned. So I appreciate it, and I am grateful to the people that do. Thank you very much, because it helps me to create the content that you desire. So this week, I did a lot of self-reflection. If you have been listening to the episode, or if you're new here, I am adjusting to a new stage of life, going through a separation, which is leading to divorce, after 13 years of companionship, right? And it's a lot to adjust to after having a partner for that long. And I've experienced a lot of loneliness these past couple of weeks, and adjusting to doing things and making decisions by myself instead of being able to discuss those decisions with my partner. And so a lot of the times I was having good days, I was having bad days. It was just a lot of internal battles with myself, right? And so though you may not be going through a separation or divorce, you may have been experiencing some of these similar things, just wars within yourself. And sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. And when you realize that, are you doing any self-reflection? Put it in the comments. When you get critical feedback from friends, are you considering it? Are you immediately putting up a wall? Or are you actually taking what that person who absolutely loves you, adores you, cares about you is saying and reflecting on it? You don't always have to respond immediately, but are you reflecting on what they said? Or did you just put that wall up and it just went in one ear, out the other? And all the strength and courage it took that friend or that family member or, whoever it was that gave you this feedback, all of the courage it took them to give it to you out of love, you just like throw it in the trash. We're going to talk about it today. All right. All right. So let's get into it. I got to realize I started getting angry when I was experiencing the loneliness at night. And so I started reflecting one night this past week, and I was like, yo, you know what? I was like, this isn't even anger. This is hurt. You're hurt. You're hurting. Because I felt like there wasn't a fight for me. But also, because there wasn't a fight for me, that's okay. Because the relationship could have been over years ago, right? It was just hanging on for the sake of the family values. But there's still someone, I realize, who's out there that will fight for me, whether it's a significant other, family member, friend, whatever, right? There is someone out there that will fight for me, right? And then I got to thinking, wow, I have to forgive him for not fighting for me because that's what I'm hanging on to. Or it's going to continue to be anger. And that doesn't equal good communication. That doesn't equal a great co-parenting relationship. All of the goals that I want for our co-parenting relationship and for our children, I won't get that result by being angry. So I have to forgive. I have to forgive my ex-partner. And not only do I have to forgive him, I have to forgive myself for the shame that I feel with the dilemma of the moral values that are in me that are at my core about family, especially the family that I create. And I have to give myself grace. And you have to do the same thing. Whatever it is you may be holding on to that's creating anger in you, get to the core of it. Like I did, reflect on it, get to the core of it. What is really making me angry? And is this because I'm hurt? Okay, what am I hurt about? And once you get to the root of that, start working on the process of forgiveness. That way, it will help us let it go. It will help us move on. And if you've been super hard on yourself, you have to forgive yourself also. You have to give yourself grace. And always stay encouraging yourself. We encourage others. We talk the utmost about others. Are you talking to yourself in that same manner? Do you talk about yourself in that same manner? Or do you just constantly critique yourself? Constantly critique yourself. Constantly critique yourself. It's good to critique yourself every now and again, but I believe not too much. We can't be too self-critical. Because when will we have time to be happy? Right? When will we have time to experience joy? For better communication, for better co-parenting relationship, just a better overall relationship. Because at the end of the day, I'll always have love, and I'll always be one of my best friends. Period. And we don't want to burn that bridge. And with that, I would say number 2 on this episode would be gratitude. When you are in those moments when you feel like you're at the bottom of the pit, you can't get out, you don't see a light, find something to be grateful for. Let me tell you, if we practice daily gratitude and we practice it well, it becomes easy during difficult and hard times. So in those nights where I'm lonely, I'm feeling down, kind of having some woe me moments, I find something to be grateful for, because it could be so much worse. And it might feel like it's the worst, but I'm pretty sure there's something worse, right? More worse. And when you find gratitude in some things and you reflect on it, you begin to feel better. You begin to pick yourself back up. And if you need that moment to cry, and sometimes you might feel like you can't cry, what I do that has been very, very helpful for me is I do a voice recorded journal. If you can't get into therapy, I believe a voice recorded journal is the next best thing. You can pull out that recorder. You're saying everything that you feel, and you're not spewing it onto anybody but your recorder, the cloud, I guess. And as you're saying it, you get to experience the emotions, experience the sadness, experience the anger, experience whatever feeling that you may be feeling, and get it out as you're speaking it. Release that energy as you're speaking it. Oh, and you begin to feel better. And on my third point for today's episode is self-accountability. So that critique I was talking about stems from a story from one of my best friends of about 15 years, Mr. David Clark, out of Dallas, Texas. I love him to death. And he goes, yo, if anybody will keep it real with me, he will keep it real with me. Like, no matter if I want to hear it or not. But I always, I value what he says, and I take it seriously. I reflect on it. And, I see within myself if it's true or not. So he was like, yo, stop using your kids as an excuse. He was like, every time I've been talking to you lately, like, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or it's hard for me to do this because I'm by myself with 2 kids and do. And so I reflected on that. And he was like, you can do this. You see all these other people doing this. You can do this. You Joe Lisa. And I'm like, okay. So I reflected on it. I was like, yo, he is so right. He is so right. Self-accountability. I have to be accountable for myself now. If I want to be more healthy, like I said I was going to be at the beginning of this year, and I started working out 4 days a week, 5 a.m. every morning, 30 minutes, and then the moving of the separation starts and everything becomes reality, and I stop. I had to force myself to get back into the gym. Like, no, you told yourself you are going to lose this weight. You owe you, period. And there's no excuses. There's no one to blame. You can't say, oh, such and such made me feel this way, so I can't go and do that. No, and your mood. Your mood can't even dictate if you get done what you've promised yourself, no matter what that goal may be. Be accountable for yourself. Be accountable for your own life actions. Be accountable for how you are living your life and how you want to live your life and what you want your life to look like. There is no excuses and there's no blaming it on anyone. It's up to you. I had to realize that my life is up to me. My weight is up to me. My fitness, my health, my body movement is up to me. And it takes me to do the work. No matter how I feel, I have to do it because I promised myself that, and I'm not going to let myself down, and you can't let yourself down on whatever you have promised yourself. And until we meet again, my beautiful poodles, toodles, poodles.
Thank you for watching my mom's show. I see you next Monday, but hit that like and subscribe and join in that bell. And I'll see you guys later for this latest post. Monday, always a Monday. So make sure to watch my mom's channel every Monday. Bye guys. See you later.
Bro, oh my God, has the mic been muted this whole time? Oh my gosh, I gotta go back and re-listen to this. I was nailing that bitch, bro. Like the tones was on point, the storytelling was on point. Oh my God, I'ma just finish it. And I cannot.
A few moments later.
Yo, if this episode didn't record, my guy, because I had this microphone muted, yo, I was dropping gems.